G'day and welcome to this week's FriBaT, Friday Beers and Tools. This week we've got another bloody small can. What are they doing to me? These small cans, 330 mils. Anyway, probably better for me. This week we have another XPA to show you. This is GRAYZBILDZ Brewing Sidetrack All Day XPA beer. Haven't heard of this one before. Happy Friday. That's nice. What do GRAYZBILDZ Brew Company have to say? GRAYZBILDZ is a mid-strength beer. Unusual for me. A beer that brings the flavour. GRAYZBILDZ Sidetrack is an XPA boasting fresh aromas of citrus, tropical fruit and pine that are brought together with a light malt base and crisp bitterness. All that in a 3.5% mid-strength that delivers maximum refreshment. XPAs are a style that are becoming increasingly popular across Australia with many interpretations. GRAYZBILDZ Sidetrack All Day XPA take on the style is extra pale in colour with a light body and refreshing finish. It's a great platform to showcase the full flavour and aromas of Cascade, Citra and Azaka hops. Mid-strengths can be a challenge for brewers. Alcohol brings flavour, so when there's a balancing act between boosting flavour through hops and malt while maintaining balance. Sidetrack rides that wave perfectly as a refreshing, balanced and full flavoured mid. I'm really excited about the depth of flavour we've been able to achieve with Sidetrack. It has such a pronounced fresh aroma and we've been able to tread that fine line of balance. You wouldn't know it was a mid-strength unless you looked at the can, which flavour-wise, yeah, definitely. And that was Ross Brown, GRAYZBILDZ head brewer. Really nice drinking XPA. Not heavy on the fruitiness, but just subtle. Really nice. 3.5% alcohol, as we just mentioned. It is an IBA International Beer Awards bronze medal winner in 2020. It has a bitterness IBU scale of 24, an EBC colour of 10, and 3.5% alcohol volume. That's a really nice mid-strength XPA. As they say, really well balanced. I got to give that a 5 out of 5 spinners. That is terrific XPA. Okay, this week in our tools, as an old school electrician, I'm always on the lookout for things that make my job easier in fault finding, etc. And one of the things that I found on Amazon recently was this Mechatronics 22-piece backprobe kit. Now, if you don't know what a backprobe kit is, backprobing is particularly handy on automotive in that you can, without breaking the environmental seal, you can actually test with plugs in place. I will add straight away, backprobing should never be into insulation of wires. Never. If you're sticking a probe into the insulation, you are breaking the integrity of that insulation and you are setting yourself up for failure down the track. Righto, what is a backprobe? Well, they come in different colours and shapes and sizes, and these particular ones are 90-degree angle and they have a very sharp point on them, as you should be able to see there. Might be a little bit hard to see on the camera. Very sharp little point. And what that enables you to do is to gently push that into the back of an environmental seal connector and make contact with the pin or socket inside the connector. You are then able to, in the kit, there's a number of flying leads which plug into each of these, and then plug into your multimeter or your oscilloscope depending on what you're actually doing. They do provide you with a couple of nice alligator clamps in there. As I mentioned, it is a 22-piece kit on Amazon. Red, yellow, green, blue and black. It has 5 pieces of banana plug to alligator clip wires and 15 pieces of the different styles, shapes and lengths of back probes and colours. This is a terrific little kit and not very expensive. It does come from Amazon US, so again in Australia you have to, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you have to spend $49 to get free delivery from the States. That's not hard to do. This particular kit retails on Amazon for $28.50, which is pretty good value for what you get in it. It is a fairly specialised kit. It's certainly not something that you need to have in every garage, but if you're interested in learning how to fault find electrical systems, wiring, etc., it's very handy having a back probe kit. What else can I tell you about it? The link is down in the description for you to be able to purchase it, and that of course helps the channel slightly with no cost impost to you. It's exactly the same price. So if you could do that, that would be great. As an electrician, I'm always looking for things to make my job easier, and in the aviation world we don't back probe at all, but certainly on vehicles it's bloody handy to be able to back probe environmental seal plugs without damaging anything. So what's my verdict on the Mechatronics 22-piece back probe kit? Let's talk about value first. $28.50 is not a lot of money. Again, it's a specialized piece of kit, so if you're not going to be doing any fault finding, or you don't want to learn how to fault find, it's $28 you don't need to spend. However, for those of us that do, $28.50 is pretty cheap, and it's a very good quality kit. Has very good ratings on Amazon. So value for money, $28.50. For me, it's a no-brainer. It's a 5 out of 5 beers for value. For functionality, it has everything in there that you need to do the back probing job, no pun intended, so therefore again it's a 5 out of 5 beers for functionality for me. Link in the description. Second tool this week is another small hand tool, and this was another recommendation from Musty One, one of the American YouTube channels that I follow in the States. Musty recommends that this is a great addition to your kit, especially when you are trying to get screws into tight places where you can't actually get your fingers into. So the purpose of this is a Stanley Proto J9853 slotted screw starter. That's a mouthful. On one end it has a magnetic tip for retrieving screws. Sometimes getting the screw into place just needs a magnetic tip. On the other end it has a straight up and down slot and a sprung loaded piece which actually pushes out a cross piece. So particularly handy for Phillips head screws. It's very hard to demonstrate on this, but it actually holds the screw in position and it is reasonably stable. This enables you to get into tight areas, into tight spots, and start the screw, which of course a magnetic head won't allow you to do. Magnetic won't turn the screw necessarily, however this will, and then once the screw is started, so it's now locked in place, all it takes is a little twist and it releases. The magnetic end then, if you drop it somewhere, enables you to pick it up. What a handy little piece of kit. I've never seen these before until Musty One showed it on his channel, and I was very impressed. I went and bought one because there have been times where I have needed that. What does Amazon have to say about it? The Stanley J9853 Proto slotted screw starter is a 5 5/8 inch pocket with a pocket clip and weighs 0.04 pounds. Wow, they don't tell you a lot about it in the description. However, Stanley is known good products. This is available on Amazon, although it appears to be not available at the moment. I paid $26.45 delivered on this, although it says that they're not available at the moment on Amazon. However, I will put a link down in the description below. There are a couple of different versions. Funnily enough, Amazon sent me 4 of them for that price, where that was supposed to be the single price. So maybe we'll have a giveaway on the program coming up. I don't know, we'll think about that. Not particularly cheap at $26.45 each, and certainly a specialist tool. But if you've ever struggled with trying to get a screw into a very tight spot where you can't get your fingertips, I think this will prevent a lot of angst and anxiety when trying to get those said screws into position. Value for money, $26 for this. It's a bit steep. I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 beers for value for money. For functionality, again, like most things that I'm reviewing lately, it is a specialist tool. It has one job really, so therefore it does that one job very well, and so therefore for me it's a 5 out of 5 for functionality. Certainly not very useful for anything else. Looks good in a pocket maybe. So that's the Stanley Proto slotted screw starter. Alrighty, well that's it for this week's FriBaT. I hope you enjoyed that. I've got an awful lot of people watching who aren't subscribers. Please subscribe, it helps the channel out a lot. Make sure you hit the like button and the little notification bell when you have subscribed, and that tells the YouTube analytics that I'm doing a good job and that you're enjoying my content. And also spread it around. If you've got any mates that you think might be interested in either a beer review or a tool review or a beer and tool review, then spread the word and pass the link on to my videos, because that helps the channel out greatly. We're currently sitting around 800 and something subscribers, almost at that magic 1,000 subscribers, so thank you very much for all those that have subscribed. If you're not a subscriber, please come and join us. I'd really love to see you as a subscriber on my channel. Anyway, thanks for watching this week. See you next week.